2020. And thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And there is some snow on our news cars out there.
Yes, just some late flurries this morning, so pretty chilly outside. That will end today, but it's still going to be cold today. It doesn't look to get warm until maybe tomorrow and then Friday.
Yeah, Friday looks unbelievable.
Yes, Friday once again will be in the 80s, just for a day though.
Oh, good.
But we'll take it.
Yeah.
So let's take a look now at the York Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are seeing just a few light flurries, even just some mixed precipitation still this morning. It is pretty chilly outside, and this does look to end this afternoon, but it looks to remain cloudy until later this evening. So we are mainly in the 30s, 31 degrees in Lake Pleasant and Richfield Springs, 35 degrees in Little Falls and Whitesboro. Highs today will just be in the mid 40s again, and it's going to feel about 10 degrees cooler because it is going to be breezy. So flurries end this afternoon. We will be seeing some peaks of sun, but it's going to be cold and breezy today. We will warm up into the 60s tomorrow, so we'll start to get a little bit warmer tomorrow, and then we'll be in the 80s on Friday. So we have a couple nice days ahead, 60s tomorrow, 80s Friday, and then 70s on Saturday. So for today, expect cloud cover until we see the sun later, but it's just going to be in the 40s with a wind, and I will talk a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Let's get right to it now. The state.
Welcome back. Today it's going to be cool and a little bit windy once again. This morning we're just around freezing with temperatures feeling like we're in the mid-20s, and then even this afternoon, once we do reach 40, it's going to feel just around freezing. So it is going to be chilly again today after that warm weather last week. Definitely feeling a little bit cooler to us, but the good news is that it will warm up again. It's just that if you do have any flowers or plants outside that are sensitive to the cold weather and the frost, I would definitely bring them in at least for tonight, because tonight we will fall below freezing and frost is possible. But then tomorrow we will be in the 60s. It's going to be dry. Friday 80s, it's going to be dry again. And then Saturday, we do see some thunderstorms coming in later in the day. It looks like Saturday evening, but it looks dry for most of the day with rain occurring on Sunday. So this is the early weekend. The two really nice days to go outside look to be Friday and Saturday. Friday we'll see sun and we will be in the low 80s. Saturday we will be seeing cloud cover come in, but we'll still be in the mid 70s, and those thunderstorms do hold off until Saturday night. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Developing right now,
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with clouds this morning and a few flurries. It's going to remain cool and breezy today. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. As we can see, cloudy, overcast skies to start. It is already kind of windy outside, so it's feeling pretty chilly out there this morning. And taking a look at our York Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, as we can see a few flurries lingering on our radar, even just light mixed showers, but overall pretty chilly to start. There was some snow collected out here on our news trucks this morning as I was driving in, so pretty cool to start. This does look to end this afternoon, but it remains cloudy until this evening. That's when we do see some sun come in, but overall today's going to be another mostly gloomy day and cool and windy. Our temperatures this morning mainly in the 30s, but we do have 28 degrees in Big Moose, 34 degrees in Dowdesville, 35 degrees in Little Falls and Whitesboro, and looking to the south, 36 degrees in Hamilton, 31 degrees in Skanevis. Overall, really chilly outside this morning, not what we're used to. I would definitely grab the coat. So today we will be seeing gloomy weather once again until later. Then we do see the sun come out, but I would say it's still going to be cold to head outside. Highs are just going to be in the 40s, and it's going to feel like the 30s. The good news is that we do warm up. We'll be in the 60s tomorrow with some sun, so it should get a little bit better. And then Friday we'll be back into the low 80s with some sun. So it looks like the best day of this week will be Friday. A few isolated showers are possible Friday evening due to a warm front, but then we will remain dry and in the 70s for Saturday. So Saturday looks dry for the day, and in the 70s we do see some thunderstorms coming in later. That's due to the following cold front, and what that cold front will do is that will bring showers for Sunday, Monday, and it will cool us down next week back into the 50s. So it looks like we warm up for Thursday a little bit. Friday 80s, Saturday 70s, and then back into the 50s for Sunday and for Monday with rain showers. So for today on our Skycast, once again, flurries linger till just about noon. We'll still be seeing clouds at that time, and then some sun comes in later in the afternoon. Still breezy and just highs in the 40s. Then tonight we see widespread frost possible. A few areas of passing showers as well, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. But once again, if you do have any sensitive plants outside, I will bring them in for tonight because frost is possible. Tomorrow we will be seeing partly cloudy skies. Around noon will be near 50 and in the 60s for the high temperature. So overall, a nice day coming in tomorrow. And then I did want to show Friday as well. Friday it does get warmer. In the morning we'll already be in the 40s. Around noon we'll be in the 70s, and then later in the afternoon low 80s again. But once again, a passing shower is possible Friday around dinner time. That's due to the warm front moving in. So for today, expect cloud cover. Sun comes in later, but still cool and breezy. And then we drop into the 30s tonight with frost possible. Then tomorrow we warm up into the 60s, seeing partly cloudy skies, and in the 80s on Friday. We remain dry for most of the day on Saturday with storms coming in later, and that cools us down next week, Gary.
So just get through today and it looks pretty good, at least for a couple of days.
Yeah, I would say Thursday, Friday, Saturday are going to be nice.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thanks for the good news. The time right now is 5:20, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And no snow down at the bottom of the hill, but as we were coming up this morning, some snowflakes and then snow on the cars up here.
Yes, just a few flurries this morning, but it is pretty chilly out. And then we will dry out today, but it's still going to be cold.
Yeah. Welcome back, winter.
Yes, winter for a day, I guess. So let's take a look now at the York Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As you can see here, flurries on our radar this morning, even areas of just like a light mix. But this will dry out this afternoon. It's still going to be cool and breezy today, though. And we're just mainly in the 30s right now. 31 degrees in Lake Pleasant and Richfield Springs, and 34 degrees in Cooperstown. So we are starting out with flurries, and they end this afternoon. We're still going to be seeing cloudy skies through the morning and early afternoon with some sun coming in later. But highs today are just going to be in the 40s, and it's going to be a little bit windy. We will warm up a little bit more tomorrow. We'll be in the 60s, and then we will be in the 80s on Friday. So tomorrow 60s, 80s Friday, and 70s Saturday. So we will be seeing a nice couple of days to spend outside. For today, though, it's going to be cool, breezy, cloudy skies with sun coming in later. Highs just in the 40s. I will talk a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, the trial ended.
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. We are seeing some flurries on our York Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. These are from lake effect, but it does look to end this afternoon. It looks to be cloudy through the afternoon with some peaks of sun coming in later this evening. It's still going to be cold and breezy today, though. Highs are just going to be in the 40s. We start to warm up tomorrow into the 60s. It gets a little bit better with partly sunny skies. And on Friday, we will be seeing some sun and we will reach the low 80s. So it looks like Friday is going to be the warmest and best day of this week. A few passing showers are possible Friday evening. That's due to the warm front. And then the cold front will move through Saturday evening. So Saturday looks dry during the day in the 70s with thunderstorms possible later in the day. And after that cold front moves through, it cools down next week into the 50s. So flurries end here this afternoon. We warm up tomorrow and Friday and Saturday for a couple of nice days ahead. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Get ready to see a lot of folks around our
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing cloudy skies for most of today, and it is going to remain cold and breezy. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. As we can see, cloudy skies to start. There are also a few flurries flying around this morning. If we take a look on our York Full Battery Storm Tracker 2 at Doppler radar, these do look to end this afternoon, but it looks to remain cloudy for this morning and early afternoon with sun not coming until later. And it is going to be cool and kind of windy today as we see coming out of the west. So overall, still feeling a lot more like winter today rather than summer. Temperatures in the 30s this morning, 34 degrees in Dowdesville and in Deansboro, 35 degrees in Whitesboro. If we take a look to the south, 31 degrees in Skanevis. Overall, really chilly to start this morning, so I'll grab grab the coat when I'm heading out the door. And today we'll just reach the mid-40s. It's going to feel like the 30s all day though, because it is going to be a little bit windy once again. So if you did want to head outside, I would maybe say wait till later, because we will be seeing some sun later. So maybe that will help warm it up a little bit, but it's still going to be cool. We reach the 60s tomorrow though. So we'll start to warm up tomorrow, and then we are back into the 80s on Friday. So tomorrow, Friday, even Saturday look like 3 nice days coming up. We are dry for most of the day on Saturday and in the 70s before a cold front approaches Saturday night, bringing in some thunderstorms. And then that cold front will cool us down for next week into the 50s, with showers starting up on Sunday and continuing on Monday. So on our skycast today, we see flurries up until this afternoon, cloudy skies as well. We see the clouds make way for some sun later, and we will reach the 40s with this, but it's still going to be cool and breezy. And if you do have any sensitive plants outside, I would definitely bring them in just for tonight, because frost is possible as we fall to around and below freezing. Also, a few passing showers are possible to the south of the Mohawk Valley. Then tomorrow we do see partly sunny skies. We'll be in the 50s at noon, and then in the 60s for the high temperature. So tomorrow looks like a nice spring day ahead, so a great day to head outside tomorrow. Heading into Friday, we warm up even more. We start out in the morning in the 40s. We reach the 70s at noon already, and then we will be in the 80s for the high temperature. A few passing showers are possible Friday evening, and that's going to be due to the warm front approaching first before that cold front. So for today, expect cloud cover with some sun coming in later. Cool and breezy. We will be in the 40s. Frost is possible tonight with the low around and below freezing. Tomorrow we reach the 60s, so it gets a little bit better, and then we'll reach the 80s on Friday, even better on Friday. We'll remain dry for Saturday during the day, with a few thunderstorms coming in later Saturday night due to that cold front that will cool us down next week, Gary.
So we got a lot to look forward to.
Yes, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday all look nice.
Awesome.
Yes.
Hannah, thank you. Well, a relaxed homeowner and a curious. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And get those snow removal items out of your car, and you may need to use them.
Maybe just the brush, or even just your windshield wipers. Not a lot, just flurries, and we'll warm up tomorrow.
I know, it was shocking to see it come in the parking lot, all the news cars are all filled with snow today.
Yes, so we are going to be chilly today. It will warm up tomorrow, which is good, I think. So let's take a look now at the York Full Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. Very light flurries here this morning. We are also seeing cloudy skies. It is going to remain cloudy for most of today with some sun coming in later, but overall today is going to be cool and a little bit windy. We're just in the 30s this morning, 32 degrees in Richfield Springs and 34 degrees in Cooperstown. So today we will be seeing the flurries, and this afternoon with some sun coming in later, but it's still going to be in the 40s. We will warm up to the 60s tomorrow and even into the 80s on Friday. So we have a couple nice days ahead. We'll be 60s tomorrow, 80s Friday, 70s on Saturday. So for today, expect clouds with some sun coming in later, but still cool and windy. I will talk a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get right to it now. The State Board of Regents has...
Welcome back. Today it's going to be cool and a little bit windy again. We will be in the 30s this morning, but it's going to feel like the 20s. And then later, even this afternoon, when we do reach the 40s, it's going to feel like we are in the 30s. So another cool day today with a breeze, and we will be seeing sun come in not until later. If you are doing any gardening or anything like that, I would definitely recommend bringing any sensitive plants or flowers inside, at least just for tonight, because we drop to in the 30s tonight and frost is possible. So definitely bring those inside tonight. We will be seeing dry conditions both today, tomorrow, probably to water the plants. Friday, we are going to be really warm in the 80s. And then we do see some thunderstorms come in Saturday night with rain developing on Sunday. So here's what it's looking like for early weekend, Friday and Saturday. It looks pretty nice. Friday in the 80s with sun. We will be seeing clouds on Saturday in the 70s with some rain, showers, and possibly a few thunderstorms coming in Saturday night. So it looks like during the day, Saturday should be nice and warm. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. A parking garage collapse.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing cloudy skies for most of today, and it's going to remain cool and breezy. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. This morning, cloudy skies to start. It is pretty chilly. We are in the 30s, and we are actually tracking just a few snow flurries on our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2 at Doppler radar. Just a very little amount of this. No accumulation is expected, and it does look to end this afternoon, but today it's going to remain cool and breezy. Temperatures will feel 10 degrees cooler than the actual temperature. We do see some peaks of sunshine this evening right before sunset. But our sky watchers this morning have us in the 20s to 30s, 28 degrees in Old Forge, and then we have 36 degrees in New Hartford. And if we take a look to the south, we have 34 degrees in Milford, Evanston, Morris, and in West Lawrence this morning. Overall, a pretty chilly start. We'll only reach the mid-40s today, and we'll continue to feel about 10 degrees cooler. So if you did want to spend time outside, I would maybe say later when the sun comes out would be nice, but it's still going to be cool and windy. We don't warm up until tomorrow. Tomorrow will actually be in the 60s with some sun, so should be a nice day tomorrow, and then back into the 80s with some sun on Friday. So we see 60s tomorrow, 80s Friday, and 70s on Saturday. Saturday looks dry during the day. We do see some thunderstorms coming in late in the day on Saturday. That's due to a cold front, and that cold front will cool us down next week into the 50s. So for today, expect flurries to come to an end around noon. We'll still be cloudy though, and those clouds do make way for some sun around 4 p.m. So kind of right before the evening, late afternoon, early evening, and we'll just be in the 40s today with a little bit of a wind. Tonight we drop into the freezing temperatures, so if you do have any plants outside in your garden that are sensitive to frost, I would bring them in because frost is possible tonight. Tomorrow though, we will be seeing sunshine and we will warm up. We'll reach the 50s at noon and in the mid 60s for the high temperature. Then as we head into Friday, we warm up even more. We start out Friday morning in the 40s. We do reach the 70s by noon, and then we'll reach the low 80s with sunshine for the day on Friday. A passing shower is possible Friday night, and that's due to the warm front approaching. So for today, expect cloud cover with some sun later. It's still going to be cool and breezy, and then tonight we drop to around freezing with frost possible. Then tomorrow we reach the 60s, we reach the 80s on Friday. A warm front moves in Friday evening, a passing shower is possible. We remain dry and in the 70s on Saturday, with the cold front moving through Saturday night, bringing in some thunderstorms, Gary.
Definitely a lot to look forward to.
Yes, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, all looking like nice days.
Get through today and we're looking good.
Yes.
Hannah, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on. And thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And let's start with the good news. There's 3 nice days ahead of us.
Yes, so tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, we'll be in the 60s tomorrow, 80s Friday, 70s Saturday.
Just get through today. Clear sailing.
Yes, and then we start to get warmer.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So let's take a look now at the Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. Some light flurries to start here this morning. We are also seeing cloudy skies and cool weather. Today, once these flurries clear out, it's still going to be cloudy for a little bit, but a few breaks of sunshine later. But it's just going to be cool and a little bit windy today. Temperatures this morning just in the 30s, 35 degrees in Little Falls and Whitesboro, and 32 degrees in Richfield Springs. So another cool, breezy day today with the flurries ending here this afternoon. A few peaks of sunshine later, but highs are just going to be in the 40s. We warm up to the 60s tomorrow, and then we have a couple nice days ahead. Tomorrow, Friday, will be in the 80s. Saturday will be in the 70s, so we do have a couple of nice days ahead to enjoy. So for today, expect cloud cover with some sun coming in later, but highs are just going to be in the 40s with breezy conditions. I will talk a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. The trial ended before it even.
The Cooperstown Camp is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. Seeing some flurries this morning on our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. They will end this afternoon, but it's still going to be cloudy and cool today with some sun coming in later. Highs are just going to be in the 40s though, and it will feel like the 30s because it will be breezy. We start to warm up tomorrow. We'll be in the 60s, 80s on Friday, so a return to that warm weather, and 70s on Saturday before a cold front brings cooler weather next week. So today we will be seeing the flurries and this afternoon to some sun later, but we really are going to start to warm up tomorrow with a couple of nice days ahead tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday before a cold front comes in Saturday night, bringing in some thunderstorms, and that cools us down next week. Gary.
Anna, thanks, and that great weather on Saturday. Get ready to see a lot.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with cloudy skies today, and it is going to be another cool and breezy day with highs just reaching the 40s. Let's take a look at downtown Utica this morning. Cloudy skies to start. It is pretty cool outside. We're just in the 30s. And if we look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, we're actually seeing a few snow flurries still kind of lingering around. This is from lake effect, and it will end this afternoon, but it remains cool today with cloudy skies, the sun not coming until later, and we are still going to be seeing that breeze coming out of the west, so it is going to feel about 10 degrees cooler than the actual temperature. Our sky watchers have us mostly in the 30s this morning, but we do have 28 degrees in Old Forge, so pretty cool up north, 37 degrees in Clinton, and taking a look to the south, we have 31 degrees in Cooperstown and in Westford. So overall, I will grab the coat when heading out the door. It's not going to warm up too much today. We'll just reach the mid-40s. It's going to feel like the 30s all day, though. So Nala and her neighbor this morning are really not happy about that. Today, she is saying hi to Ophelia, who does look a little bit upset about seeing the snow flurries and about seeing the cool weather. But the good news is that they can be sunbathing tomorrow. Tomorrow is when it will start to warm up into the 60s. So if you did want to spend time outside, I would recommend tomorrow and Friday are going to be really nice. Maybe later today we will be seeing some sun, but still it's just going to be in the 40s with the wind. Tomorrow 60s, Friday 80s, Saturday 70s. So we do have a couple of nice days coming up with some sunshine. And on Saturday, the day is going to be dry, but Saturday night, thunderstorms come in from a cold front, and that does cool us down and bring in some rain for the start of next week. So make sure you enjoy these days coming up. They are limited, and it's going to be tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. So on our skycast here, we see flurries lingering around, coming to an end around noon with clouds. Clouds make way for some sun around 4 p.m., but it's still just going to be in the 40s at this time. Tonight, if you do have any plants outside that are sensitive to frost and cool weather, I would bring them in because we are possibly going to be seeing frost as we fall below freezing. A passing shower is possible as well. Then tomorrow we will be dry, seeing some sun, and we will be in the 50s at noon, in the mid-60s for the high temperature, so nice spring day tomorrow. Then it feels more like summer again heading into Friday. We start out in the 40s, hit 70s around noon, and then see the 80s for the high temperature. It's going to be sunny for the whole day on Friday. A passing shower is possible later Friday, and that's due to the incoming warm front. So for today, expect clouds, sun later, but it's going to be cool and windy, highs just in the 40s. Then tonight, frost is possible with the low in the 30s. Tomorrow we see the 60s, 80s on Friday, seeing sun for both days. Friday night, a passing shower is possible due to the warm front, but then we dry out for warm weather again Saturday. The cold front approaches Saturday night, bringing in some thunderstorms, Gary.
3 nice days ahead.
Yes, Friday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday look really nice.
Just get through today.
Yes.
Anna, thanks. Well, a relaxed homeowner and a...
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
And kind of a day to get to some nicer days ahead.
Yes, today's just going to be cool again. We'll just be in the 40s. It's going to be a little bit breezy. Tomorrow we'll be back in the 60s and then 80s on Friday.
Wow, 80s again.
Yes, so another hot day coming in on Friday
Yeah.
if you like the warm weather.
Yeah, welcome back summer, right?
Yes. So let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Some flurries this morning to start. We are cloudy and cool. Temperatures are just in the 30s. So if you are heading out the door, I would grab the coat. 35 degrees in Westmoreland, Little Falls, 34 degrees in Whitesboro and Cooperstown. Highs today are just going to be in the 40s, but it's going to feel like we're in the 30s because of that wind. And these flurries do end this afternoon. We see a few peaks of sunshine before sunset, but the warm weather doesn't come in until until tomorrow. We will reach the 60s, and then we see a couple of nice days ahead. So that includes tomorrow. Then we hit the 80s on Friday and the 70s on Saturday. So for today, expect cloud cover with some sun coming in later. Highs just reach the 40s. It will feel like the 30s. And I will talk a little bit more about that weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Anna, thanks. Let's get right to it now. The State Board of Regents has voted to ban
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing cloudy skies for most of today, and it's going to be another cool and breezy day. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. Cloudy skies for most of today. We are going to be seeing some peaks of sun later this afternoon, but it still is going to be cool with highs just reaching the 40s. And we are tracking a few flurries this morning on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at Doppler radar. This looks to end this afternoon, but it's going to remain cloudy until late afternoon, early evening, and it's going to remain breezy today with temperatures feeling about 10 degrees cooler than the actual temperature. We are already starting out really chilly according to our sky watchers, just 28 degrees in Old Forge, 36 degrees in New Hartford, and looking to the south, 31 degrees in Cooperstown and Westford, with highs today just reaching the 40s. But if you did want to spend time outside, maybe later today when the sun comes out, it could be nice, but it's still going to be cool and a little bit windy. It doesn't look to get warm until tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be seeing sun, and we'll be back in the 60s for the high temperature and in the 80s for the high temperature on Friday. So we do have a couple of nice warm days ahead, including tomorrow, Friday, and even Saturday we will be in the 70s. Most of the day on Saturday will be dry, but later in the day, so it looks like Saturday night, we will be seeing those thunderstorms roll through from a cold front. That will leave showers lingering for the beginning of next week, and it will cool us back down into the 50s. So make sure you enjoy the next couple of days when it is warm and dry while we have it. For today, though, it's going to be gloomy again. We see cloudy skies up until later this afternoon. As we can see, it doesn't start to decrease until around 4 p.m., and it will still be cool in the 40s with a wind. Then overnight, if you do have any sensitive plants outside, I would bring them in because we will be seeing possibly some frost as we fall below freezing. Tomorrow, though, we see partly sunny skies. Highs are going to be in the 60s. We will reach the 50s at noon, and in the 60s for the high temperature. Overall, really nice day again tomorrow. Then heading into Friday, we warm up even more. We will reach the 70s already at noon, and in the low 80s for the high temperature with sunshine for the day. So for today, expect cloudy skies with some sun later, but still just in the 40s with a wind. And tonight we fall below freezing with frost possible. We see warmer weather come in tomorrow and even warmer on Friday. A passing shower is possible Friday night, but we are dry for most of Saturday in the 70s with some thunderstorms Saturday night. That will cool us down next week.
this noon. Here is meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We are still tracking just a few areas of light drizzle this afternoon. It is going to remain cool and windy today. So let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As we can see, still seeing some flurries and drizzle on our radar. Overall, a gloomy day this morning. It's going to continue to be a little bit gloomy this afternoon. We will be seeing a few peaks of sunshine right before sunset, but it does remain chilly. We are just measuring 38 degrees at the Rivers Park Airport in Rome, and it actually feels like 28 degrees because we do have that wind speed at around 18 miles per hour. So it looks like the rain and the flurries do end this afternoon with some sun coming in later, but still just in the 40s for the high temperature and windy. We are going to warm up a little bit more tomorrow. We will reach the 60s with some sun coming in and a few nice days ahead. That includes tomorrow. Friday will be in the 80s with sunshine, and then Saturday we will be dry in the 70s. So we do have a few nice warm days ahead, but today is not one of them. We'll be in the 40s. It will be windy. I will talk a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Gary.
Anna, thank you. 2 high school cheerleaders.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are still tracking gloomy weather this afternoon, but it does get better over the coming days. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. As we can see, cloudy skies still. We are still seeing few very light showers, more like a drizzle, even just some flurries kind of lingering around. We will be seeing dry weather mostly for the rest of this afternoon with some sun coming in this evening. Here is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Once again, still few areas of drizzle and flurries lingering around with cloudy skies, but overall it's cool and it's windy. We're just in the 30s and we do have a strong wind coming out of the west that's making it feel like we're in the 20s. So our sky watchers have us all in the 30s still. Pretty chilly for this time of year, just 32 degrees in Old Forge, 38 degrees in Clinton and in Mohawk. Highs today will just reach the 40s and it's going to continue to feel 10 degrees cooler than that for the whole day today as it remains windy. So Nala and her neighbor this afternoon are really not happy about that. Ophelia is looking a little bit sad about that. No sun to sunbathe or anything, but the good news is that we will warm up over the coming days so they can sunbathe tomorrow, Friday, and a little bit on Saturday as well. So if you did want to spend time outside, I mean, you can this afternoon, but it's just going to remain cool and windy. We do see some peaks of sun right before sunset. We start to warm up again tomorrow. We'll be in the 60s tomorrow with sunshine and in the 80s again on Friday with sunshine. So Friday looks like the warmest and the best day of this week. We continue to see dry weather for Saturday and we will remain warm in the 70s. But then a cold front approaches Saturday night. That does bring in some thunderstorms Saturday later in the day, mostly Saturday evening, Saturday night. And that does cool us down for the beginning of next week, or for next week will be in the 50s, and it does bring in showers as well. So today on our Skycast, we will be seeing a few peaks of sunshine right before sunset, and that's when we will reach the 40s, but it's still going to be windy. And overnight, we drop into the 30s. A passing shower is possible, but if you do have any plants outside, I would probably bring them in tonight that are sensitive to the cold because frost is possible. Tomorrow, we continue to see sunny skies for the day. We'll be near 50 at noon and in the 60s for the high temperature, so a pretty nice day tomorrow, and we warm up even more heading into Friday. Friday, we will be in the 40s in the morning, 70s at noon, and 80s for the high temperature with sunshine. A passing shower is possible Friday night. So for today, expect cool and breezy conditions to continue. Few peaks of sunshine right before sunset, and then tonight, frost is possible. Tomorrow, we warm up into the 60s, 80s on Friday, a passing shower possible Friday night. Saturday will be in the 70s with thunderstorms possible later in the day on Saturday due to a cold front that cools us down next week. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. The marches and protests are once again. Here is meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We are still tracking gloomy weather outside with cloudy skies and a few areas of drizzle, but the weather will improve within the coming days. Let's take a look now at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Still some flurries and some really light rain showers lingering around, and it is pretty chilly outside. Just 38 degrees being measured at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. It does feel like 28 degrees though because of that strong wind coming in at 18 miles per hour. So the flurries end this afternoon, but it does remain windy and cool. We see a few breaks of sunshine right before sunset this evening. We then will warm up tomorrow with some sunshine in the 60s, and then we will be seeing a couple of nice days ahead. Friday in the 80s, Saturday in the 70s. So for today, expect cool weather, breezy conditions, highs just in the 40s, and they will talk a little bit more about that improving weather this weekend coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thanks. Hundreds gathered in Palm Springs.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are continuing to see gloomy weather outside, but we will be seeing improving weather in the coming days. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. As we can see, cloudy skies still. It is pretty chilly outside as well. Our temperatures are just in the 30s. We are going to possibly see a few peaks of sunshine right before sunset. But as of right now, we're still seeing some flurries and some light drizzle on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. And this is all coming from lake effect, but it looks to end pretty soon. afternoon. We're also seeing that strong wind from the west, making it feel about 10 degrees cooler than the actual temperature. So our sky watchers have us in the 30s, but it does feel like the 20s. Just 32 degrees in Old Forge and 39 degrees in Ilion. We will reach the lower to mid 40s later today as we do see a few peaks of sunshine right before sunset, but still those feels like temperatures are going to be 10 degrees cooler than that actual temperature. So if we did want to spend time outside today, it's dry now, but it's just going to be pretty chilly. I would say the better days are going to be tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. We'll be in the 60s tomorrow, 80s Friday, and 70s on Saturday. We will be seeing sunshine tomorrow and Friday with some extra cloud cover on Saturday, but these look like the really warm days coming up that are going to be nice to spend outside. Saturday night, that's when we see our cold front approach. It will bring in some thunderstorms. That holds off until Saturday night, though. And then we will continue to see showers on Sunday with cooler weather, highs just in the 50s as we head into next week. So we do have a couple of nice days coming up. As for today, though, it's still going to be gloomy. A few peaks of sunshine right before sunset as we reach the 40s, but still windy. And tonight, if you do have any sensitive plants outside, I would bring them in because frost is possible. A passing shower is also possible overnight. Tomorrow, we see some sunshine come in. We will reach the mid 60s for the high temperature. And then as we head into Friday, we warm up even more. Friday morning will be in the 40s. Around noon, we'll be in the 70s. And then in the afternoon, low 80s. A passing shower is possible due to a warm front, but it looks like it will be dry and sunny for most of the day. So for today, expect it to be cool, breezy. A few peaks of sunshine right before sunset are possible with frost coming in tonight. But then we start to warm up tomorrow and then really warm up on Friday. We'll remain dry for most of Saturday in the 70s. Some storms come in Saturday night due to a cold front. That cools us down and brings some rain for next week. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Across the country, colleges.
Forecast, we bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, and quiet right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a cold, raw day. Things are going to change really quickly, though. Over the next 24 hours, we're going to be seeing much warmer weather. Let's take a look at the radar. The Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. So we saw some flurries in the air this morning. Some of those lingered into parts of the afternoon, too. But things are looking quiet now. Current temperature is 38 degrees. Again, just a cold day. That wind from the west making it feel like 31. We are going to turn the corner as we head into tomorrow. Frost is expected tonight across all of central New York. Temperatures will drop below freezing overnight. The weather warms up quickly tomorrow. We're going to jump into the 60s. We'll be into the 80s again by Friday. So if you think about it, 2 days from now at this time will be 45 degrees warmer. That's quite a turnaround here. But again, it is going to remain cold this evening. Make sure you have that jacket handy. And again, we are tracking some much warmer weather. We're going to take a look at how long that lasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. More than 75,000.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Quite a gloomy day across central New York and cold. Temperatures stuck in the 30s for most of us. As we take a look at our sunshine indicators here as we look ahead, we will see some sunshine beginning tomorrow and a lot more sunshine towards the end of the week. So if you're kind of feeling the blues over the last couple of days with the overcast skies, things are going to turn around quickly. You'll have a couple of days to really enjoy it before the clouds return on Sunday. The warmth will return too. I know it's a chilly day today, but it is going to be turning quite a bit tomorrow. We're into the 60s. Friday, it turns really quickly. We go from like late winter weather to early summer weather as we get into Friday. Saturday will be more of a comfortable day with temperatures in the 70s, and then it cools down again as we head into next week. No sign of this level of cold that we're experiencing today. The next time it arrives, it won't be quite as chilly. Temperatures will be in the 50s instead of the upper 30s to low 40s. The radar is looking quiet. We've seen some sprinkles and flurries throughout the course of today, but the weather is expected to dry out, and it will become a lot more favorable to get outside and do some yard work here over the next couple of days. So if you've been chomping at the bit to get out and take care of some stuff, again, the weather will start to become favorable for that later this week. Whitesboro, 38 degrees, Westmoreland, 40, Dodgeville, 36, Little Falls, 38. Across Southern Valleys, Cooperstown 41, Skinevus 37, a few extra breaks of sunshine in Chenango County, helping temperatures climb into the mid-40s. Norwich 45, Sherburne 44. We should see a few breaks in the overcast before the sun sets tonight, but it's generally cloudy. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s here. Tonight's featured dog is Maya from Poland. If you want to be part of this segment, head to Bill's Buddies on Facebook. A very slow-moving weather system will finally lift to the east tonight, and again, that will help us clear out. But that also sets the stage for frost with clear skies tonight. Overnight lows drop into the low 30s. Sunshine tomorrow morning. A few clouds arrive in the afternoon. It will be noticeably less cold. Temperatures climb into the 60s in the afternoon. We're dry tomorrow night, and Friday is going to be much, much warmer. Temperatures climb into the mid-80s in the afternoon. Patchy frost tonight down to 31. Tomorrow, we're looking at a mix of sunshine and clouds with high temperatures in the low 60s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine on Friday and Saturday. Saturday turns windy, and then we go the other direction. Again, it is going to be cooler as we head into early next week with rain chances Sunday, Monday, and early Tuesday. High temperatures in the 50s. And coming up in a few minutes, we're going to kind of dive into what causes these big swings in the temperature.
We've had quite a few this spring.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, thank you. Looking ahead to warmer weather and...
Let's get you back to the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. You had a visit today.
I'm sensing a theme, Weather Wednesday.
I know, right?
With the chief.
The Chief.
Been busy. This time over to General William Floyd Elementary School, the kindergarten class, the whole class. I think there were 3 of them combined. So it was quite the group. They were very excited about tornadoes. Something about tornadoes with these young kids. They had a lot of questions, and I did the best that I could, answering as many as I could. I wanted to give them a shout out tonight because I know they're watching too. And thanks for the visit. We are tracking some warmer weather in our future, and they were very excited to hear that. Also a reminder, I'll be out tonight at the town of German Flats Town Hall, 7 o'clock this evening for a summer weather class. It's free and it's open to the public, and it's put on by the Fort Herkimer Amateur Radio Association. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's dry. We are looking at chilly weather this evening. Temperatures will remain in the 30s. Much warmer weather ahead. Look at that forecast that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Feed our vets in Utica.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A generally cloudy, chilly day across central New York. Temperatures have been stuck in the 30s for most of the day. Let's take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Some snow showers were around this morning in many areas, but little accumulation has taken place. We have gotten a chance to dry out, and the weather is going to improve. I want to take a moment to explain why the weather has been so up and down. Of course, we know spring to be a very changeable season, and it's not uncommon to have swings in the temperature. But this upcoming stretch is unusual even for the swings that we're seeing. We've seen temperatures in the 30s and low 40s today. By Friday, we're going to be into the 80s. So how does something like that happen? To figure that out, we look at the jet stream. This is a fast-moving river of air in the upper part of the atmosphere, and this is the highway for weather systems. This is the current pattern of the jet stream where the winds drop southward. This is called a trough, and it brings in chilly weather. Watch how this changes in just 2 days. The winds lift strongly to the north. In fact, it flips greatly where the jet stream has now gone hundreds of miles to the north. This pattern is called a ridge, and this creates warm weather. And such a dramatic swing in the jet stream is the reason why we're going to see temperatures 45 degrees warmer by this time Friday. A cloudy day across the area. This is a time lapse of our downtown camera overlooking the city of Utica. Temperatures are chilly. Barneveld 36, Old Forge 32, 29 in Inlet, Curtis Corners 33, Jeff and Mohawk 38. Across southern valleys, some breaks of sunshine have brought temperatures above 40 in spots. West Lawrence 43 and 45 degrees in Harry's Backyard in Otsego. This upper level storm system that's been driving our weather will head to the east. And again, we will see skies clear out tonight. The stage is set for widespread frost as temperatures fall below freezing. We'll start out tomorrow morning with sunshine, temperatures in the 30s. It warms up dramatically throughout the day. Temperatures climb into the 60s by 5 p.m. with the mix of sunshine and clouds. It stays dry during the day tomorrow. Tomorrow night, mostly clear skies, and then Friday, again, with that jet stream flying to the north, the warmth will be arriving. We start out in the 50s. We'll climb into the 80s Friday afternoon with lots of sunshine. Tonight's patchy frost, low of 31. Tomorrow, sunshine mixed with a few clouds, and again, much warmer, a high of 62. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Into the 80s on Friday, partly sunny skies. Warm still Saturday, not quite as warm, 75. Still a nice day, mostly dry. The wind will be picking up late in the day. Widespread rain Sunday. We cool down into the low 50s here as we head into early next week with the return to sunshine by Wednesday. We'll be right back.
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
A cold day across central New York. Cloud cover throughout. We are starting to get a few breaks in the overcast, though. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We saw a few flurries this morning. And by the way, it could be worse. It was this date last year that we had that April snowstorm that brought 7 inches of snow to Utica, over a foot to the higher elevations. We had 30,000 people that lost power and lots of tree damage from that event. And that was 1 year ago today. Our current temperature, 40 degrees. That's the warmest we've been so far. We've seen some breaks in the overcast. With the wind, though, it feels like 32. We turn the corner quickly. We get frost tonight, but tomorrow is going to be a much different day. It warms up quickly. Temperatures will be in the 60s, 80s by Friday. Quite the turnaround over the next 2 days. Mostly cloudy this evening. Temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s. Again, tracking that big warm up. We're taking a look at seeing how long that lasts, though, and it's coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Engineering students at SUNY.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A cold day across central New York, but the weather is going to dramatically turn over the next 24 hours. Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We saw snow showers in spots earlier today, but things have quieted down since then. So live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, just quiet conditions. Time lapse today. This is from our Cavity Tower Cam. Cloudy skies, but towards the end of this time lapse, you'll notice some brightening skies approaching from the west. I think we'll get at least a few glimpses of sunshine before the day is done. Take a look at this temperature swing over the next couple of days. 60s tomorrow, 80s on Friday. And I know we get swings in the temperature. We all know that in the springtime. But to get this sort of level to go from 30s to 80s in just 2 days, that is really unusual. And then we go back the other way. We're going to get back into the 50s here by Sunday and Monday. What causes something like that? We have to look at the jet stream. This is the upper atmosphere, a strong moving river of air. This is what it looks like today. The jet stream drives south. This sort of weather pattern across upstate New York is called a trough, and it's cold. It brings all the cold weather into our area. Watch how dramatically the jet stream changes by Friday. It whips to the north, hundreds of miles to the north, and that sort of a flip is what causes such a dramatic change in our weather, which brings in all the warmth. And then as we get into the weekend, the jet stream drives south again. And so that's what causes that big change by Sunday. Temperatures across the area in the 30s, New Hartford 38, Barneveld 36, Curtis Corners 33. A cold day across the region for sure. Cooperstown 38, Richfield 38, and Whitesboro with 36 degrees. We've got an upper level storm also driving our weather with clouds and snow showers. This is moving to the east and we'll clear out tonight. Be on the lookout for widespread frost as temperatures drop below freezing overnight. We'll see sunshine Thursday and it's just going to feel different, even though it'll be cold in the morning. Quickly by the afternoon, we see temperatures rise into the 50s and the low 60s here by Thursday afternoon. Thursday night, not as cold. And then the temperatures really soar on Friday. We start out in the 50s and climb into the 80s by the afternoon. Patchy frost tonight down to 31. Tomorrow, A pleasant day, mix of sunshine and clouds, a light wind, high of 62. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. 83 Friday. It's still warm on Saturday, not quite as warm, 75, windy, especially later in the day, but dry. Widespread rain on Sunday and Monday. Temperatures in the 50s here early next week. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. For a first look at the forecast, we bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. A little chilly out there tonight, don't you think?
Yeah, we had to wait all day for the clouds to go away, and they finally did, which has only helped the temperature to drop like crazy. But it is what it is. 32 degrees is the current temperature, and with clear skies, we'll drop into the 20s tonight in a lot of areas, which means we'll also have a hard frost. A live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. At least it stopped snowing, right? We did see some snow earlier this morning. Things have quieted down. The weather will dry out as we head into tomorrow. Wanted to give a shout out to the Fort Herkimer Amateur Radio Association. They invited me out to speak tonight to their group, and we had a good chat. They had some great questions, and we talked a lot about some of the local weather events that have taken place over the years too. Even before my time. For us tonight, again, it's going to be pretty chilly. We're expecting the weather to warm up as we head into tomorrow. 80s by Friday. Big turnaround is expected. Patchy frost tonight, down to 26. Again, tracking a chilly start to the day tomorrow, but some warmer weather on the way. We'll look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, Utica may be seeing.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are looking at dry conditions across central New York. Skies have finally cleared out, and we are noticing improving conditions. This is a time lapse of our CAVI Tower Cam. You can see clear skies towards the end of this. The clear skies are allowing temperatures to fall, and it is going to be pretty chilly as we start out tomorrow morning. We're into the 60s tomorrow afternoon, into the 80s on Friday, a dramatic turnaround after only being in the upper 30s near 40 today. We go up into the 80s on Friday, and then we're back into the 50s as we head into the start of early next week. And I want to take a moment to explain why we have such dramatic changes in the weather. Of course, it's spring. We are used to changes, but to get a 45-degree jump in temperature in 2 days, it requires something extraordinary, and this has to do with the jet stream. So the jet stream is a fast-moving river of air in the higher part of the atmosphere. This is the type of weather pattern that it's under today, with something called a trough, where the winds are blowing in from the north. Watch how fast the jet stream rises. In fact, I'm going to go backwards here and play that again. It's a pretty dramatic change here. So again, jet stream looking like this, and then it just drives hundreds of miles to the north in 2 days. That's one of the reasons why it's getting so much warmer here Friday afternoon. And then the jet stream drives south heading into early next week. So that's the reason why we're seeing such dramatic swings in the temperature, more so than normal. Low pressure continues to head to the east. Skies clear out tonight. This precipitation that's moving in will generally pass to our south and west. That is a warm front, and it's going to bring us some warmer temperatures. Tonight, again, a brief shower to the south and west. Overnight lows fall below freezing. A lot of us will start out in the upper 20s. Beautiful day tomorrow. Mix of sunshine and clouds. Temperatures climb into the low 60s. Weather looks mostly clear tomorrow night. Not quite as chilly. We're down into the 40s. And then Friday is going to be a very warm day. Lots of sunshine. And look at these temperatures climbing into the 80s. Tonight, patchy frost, low of 26. Tomorrow, a beautiful day, mix of sunshine and clouds, highs in the low 60s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, 83 on Friday. It does get a lot cooler here as we head into early next week. Temperatures in the 50s. Sorry, I've been doing a lot today.
You have talked all day long. Let me talk.
2 visits, never
Two visits,
again.
and all working, all go rest, go get a drink of water. Go,
All right.
Bill. Go right now. I'm watching you go. Coming up for a first look at the forecast tonight, we bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, and it got a little chilly tonight.
Yeah, skies have finally cleared out. That means temperatures are falling. We're at 32 degrees already, and it is going to be a chilly night. Cold enough for frost in a lot of places. We have clear skies and calm winds. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet for now. I am tracking a few showers that are expected to drop in from the northwest overnight. We'll see a few sprinkles late tonight, but again, for the most part, the weather looks quiet. That's a push of some warmer weather, by the way, which is causing some light precipitation. A shout out to the folks that showed up tonight at the Fort Herkimer Amateur Radio Association. I got a chance to speak with them. We talked about summer weather, and it was a great group. They had a lot of questions, and we chatted about some of the more extreme weather events, some of them even before my time. So again, a great group to talk to tonight. Frost tonight. It is going to warm up quickly. We are talking about temperatures in the 60s tomorrow and into the 80s again as we head into Friday. Tonight, patchy frosts, overnight lows in the 20s. We are tracking, again, much warmer weather ahead. Look at that forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, Utica may be seen.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are taking a live look outside. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are seeing some activity to the north and west of us. This is all part of a warm front that's moving in, so it's possible that we could see a sprinkle tonight. We're expecting some warmer weather to move in, so we will be seeing those temperatures jump as we head into tomorrow morning. Our live look at our CAV Tower Cam. This is a time lapse of this evening's weather, cloudy skies. Towards the end of this, right before sunset, skies did clear out, and that has helped set the stage for some chilly temperatures already below freezing. Tomorrow's going to be a much warmer day. We're going to make it into the low 60s, into the 80s on Friday. Still warm on Saturday, but then the temperature drops again as we head into early next week. We do get weather that changes a lot in the spring. Usually you're seeing maybe a 10-degree swing in the temperature, but to go from 30s today to 80s on Friday, that's extraordinary. And to explain a little bit why this is happening, we're going to go to the jet stream. This is a fast-moving river of air in the upper atmosphere, and this is the pattern today. The jet stream is driving south. We call this a trough, where the jet stream looks like this big U over us, bringing in some of the cooler weather. Watch what happens to the jet stream. Watch how fast things change between today and Friday. The jet stream just whips to the north, hundreds and hundreds of miles to the north in just 48 hours. And that's the reason why we go from such cold weather to summer weather. And this jet stream is going to move back to the south. As it moves to the east, it does bring in some colder weather by the start of the weekend. So the jet stream is one of the big reasons why we see these big changes. And of course, what brings these on are individual weather events. So tonight we have this warm front rolling in, and that could be accompanied by a few sprinkles. I think a lot of this is going to go to our south and west tonight. So again, a few sprinkles overnight in Madison, Shenango, Otsego County. Temperatures tomorrow morning start out in the 30s. We'll see sunshine mixed in with clouds throughout the day. And again, it is going to be a lot warmer. You'll notice the difference by the afternoon. High temperatures again near 60. Tomorrow night, not quite as cold. We're down into the 40s. And then Friday is going to be quite a different day. Lots of sunshine. It's going to feel very summer-like in the afternoon with highs in the low 80s. Patchy frost tonight, down to 26. Oh no, not again.
You almost made it.
A mix of sunshine and clouds, a high of 62 tomorrow. I'm only saying this because this has happened during the 10 o'clock news. 2 visits today. Turns out to be a little too much.
83 on Friday. Saturday, the wind comes in 75. Sunday is when we go back to semi-normal for this
Yeah,
time
it's
of
going to be a
year?
little chilly heading into early next week. We're in the 50s, and then rain returns.
All right, go get a drink.
I will.
All right, coming up next, the day after the garage